Hey everybody, hi, welcome back to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. It's now 2:30 a.m. Sunday, June 16th, 2024. Just did that other video showing you the cards that I picked up from the Antiques Colony there in San Jose on San Carlos. And so, along with my Supersaurus card, because I have myself a Supersaurus. 2010 or 14, 10 Allen Ginter card there. All the way back from 2010, I picked me up a Saurus. Alright, and then I showed you these tobacco cards that I recently picked up but, at that antique shop. First, I got these Will's Tobacco, Will's Cigarettes, the train cards there. Alright, I'll move this out of the way. These are from 1924. So you can go back and watch that video if you want to see more detail. Beautiful artwork here. So the North British section. Even got the engine number there, folks. Highland Chief, card number 16. Got this little railroad station here. Metropolitan District Railways. I believe that's in London. The electric train there, number 19. Paid $1 for each one of these, folks. And then I had to get an American train from that set, these English cards. These are all from Britain. New York Central Lines, Michigan Central Railroad. That is number 25 of a 50 card set, as you can see there. And so you can pause that and read that about that company. So that's pretty nice stuff. So I picked up those. Then, oops. Picked this up about 8 years ago, I believe, at the same, no, I think I got that at Fremont, Niles, at an antique shop, because I love tobacco advertising and stuff like that. Of course, I want to get me like a, pack from one of the T206 cards, or like the Ty Cobb 10 or something like that, or original Allen Ginter. But I'd picked this up like 8 years ago with the cards would have come in here, and these are just like American boxes. And it just happened, coincidence, that I had picked this up. And the thing on that is John Player and Sons cards. Cigarettes. And then I got these tobacco cards from 1938, I believe is what it said. And these I thought were a sticker at first, but they're not. But they have an adhesive back, just like a stamp. So you get that wet and you can put it into a binder, which it talks about up there at the top. Talks about how you can order for 1 penny. Complete, so that you can stick these into some kind of album. But as you can see, Player Cigarettes, and if you look down there, John Player and Sons. So just like this box. So in theory, these could have come in one of these boxes. I think this box is a little maybe 8, 9 years later, 10 years later, something like that. But we got that one. And I had to get one that had a pretty lady on it for style and dudes in a uniform. Sociable Tricycle. These are super thin stock, people, but still, these were $1 a piece, so no big, pretty sweet stuff. Then I got the Postman riding these bikes here. And the Pee Wee Herman bike. American bicycle is all they called it. Pee Wee. Alright, so then I picked those up. Now I tried to wheel and deal with them, but they wouldn't. You know how antique stores are. You gotta buy a certain amount, and they'll give you a discount, or the person has to be there. But for $1, I'm not gonna fuss over that. But about the same time, I got that cigarette pack back then when I was looking for this kind of stuff at the antiques malls or shops. At the one that I picked these John Players and Sons, the trains and the bicycles and stuff, the wheels. About 8 or 9 years ago, I picked these Arm & Hammer oddball cards, and these I believe are from like 1939 or 1940, some like early 40s. That one's pretty badly stained, but I think I paid like $4 or something for this whole lot. And that is these bird cards. So the rose-breasted goosebeak or whatever, put that aside. And we got a couple woodpeckers. So we got 2 different centering there. But we got 2 of those woodpecker cards. So I'll let you read about that. Just long enough you guys could pause that. Baking soda is good for heartburn. If you get heartburn and you're in a pinch, don't have any Tums or anything, could a spoonful or a teaspoon or whatever into like 8 ounces of water. Drink that down, and that'll control some acid indigestion for a while. Like if you're really desperate, that stuff works. So anyways, for the good of all, do not destroy the birds. Then we got this one here, Eastern Kingbird. You can go back to the last video and watch that, folks, or the one talking about these. White-breasted nuthatch. And the cedar waxing. So really nice art from Fuentes there. As the artist did all these down there. So those I picked up. Those were my first pre-war cards ever, folks, were these ones here. So my first pre-war cards wasn't until last 7 or 8 years or 10 years or something like that. And so next, I got some pretty cool stuff when I went to the first antique shop when I was in there. And they didn't have much as far as cards or any kind of stuff, but they did have this sitting there. I was digging through looking at some of the you know, what do you call it, the scrapbooks or photo album thing that they had down there, hoping that maybe somebody had glued some cards into one of those pages, but no luck. But they did have this sitting in there, and this is from 1982, and this is the post office honoring Jackie Robinson. So in 1982 they put out this stamp, created this envelope, and then you could have it first day issue, canceled, from Cooperstown, New York, August 2nd, 1982. And I guess you could just buy them like that. So I'm going to show you some other things a little bit different, but super cool. So Black Heritage, USA, 1982. Just beautiful image here of Jackie Robinson. That's some really nice rendition artwork looking. And I'm sure it was taken from a photo, but I don't think back then they, you know, it's not like now where they could filter Photoshop or something like that. So maybe somebody would have had to draw that based on these pictures. And that is very old school, vintage looking, honoring Jackie Robinson there. His facsimile autograph, I suppose. That's the first black Major League ball player. Official first day issue. I think that says Art Craft. So that is pretty cool, folks. So of course I'm going to pick that up, and it's got this here stamp. Jackie Robinson, what is that, 20-cent stamp back in 1982 to send a letter, apparently. I remember when it was like 24 cents, and then it went up to like 26 cents. And I was like, wow. It went up 2 cents. Well, why did they skip 25? I believe. So, what does that say on there? Jackie Robinson, Black Heritage, USA 20 cents. So the stamp's okay. It's not as nice as this image, but still pretty cool. You know, envelope's in rough shape. Not horrible, but still, that's a pretty cool thing to have in your collection. So there you go for all my vintage baseball collectors and photo collectors and all you guys out there that are super into vintage. That's pretty sweet, huh? I like that. And I like that he's got the Brooklyn Dodgers hat on there. Looks cool. So they obviously had the licensing to go ahead and do that. And Cooperstown, that's sweet. So that's pretty cool, folks. And that's very old style classic to me. I guess that's more vintage old style classic, but the next thing I'm going to show you is going to be some other things that are kind of old style classics as well, but even before the vintage era. And I never seen these envelopes before I knew about the stamps and getting something shipped off to you and stuff. So apparently this guy, Tad Sekuma, must have been a big fan of collecting these things. And this comes on this sheet here that can go into a binder. I didn't notice it was only 2-hole binder. But this, I have to adjust this camera for you folks. This is a full sheet, and this is, so let me adjust this here, Bobby Jones, King of Golf. So I'll let you go ahead and read this. Where that comes in clear, you can pause and read this write-up about Bobby Jones. I already read this, and talks about how he started playing, lived near a golf course, you know, won the first Grand Slams and all that, and then did TV and stuff like that, and taught people and all that stuff. So that's pretty sweet. And that is also on one of those envelopes. So now this is 1981 that they did this in September, first day issue, and this is 82. So like 13 months later they did the Jackie Robinson one, but Bobby Jones obviously a lot earlier than Jackie Robinson there. Looks like he died in 71, so he died before I was born. Alright, so that's the official first day of issue honoring Bobby Jones. That's really cool. That's very reminds me of pre-war cards and stuff like that, like we were just showing you. American golfing legend, 1902 to 71. Same little company there, Art Craft. I like this stamp a little better. That's pretty cool. 18 cents. So just a year earlier, they jumped from 18 to 20 cents. And that came from Pinehurst, North Carolina, September 22nd, 81. And apparently this is the guy who had it sent to himself or whatever. However you got all this, I don't know. So I'm not like a stamp collector by any means, but I do like the baseball ones, or some of the art. You know, some of the art on stamps is beautiful, like money. I like the Bugs Bunny ones. I got those. So yeah, if I see something cool, I'm gonna pick it up. That's a nice collectible. That's just a beautiful image, folks. I hope you agree. Now, a couple other ones they had over there. The reason I picked this up is because these have something to do with my favorite baseball card, one of my favorite baseball card sets ever, top two. That is from the 1887 Allen and Ginter, not Topps, but the original Allen and Ginter Company tobacco cards. And if you know anything about those, they are not baseball card set. It is a world champion set. So it has people of all different interests. 10 baseball players, oarsmen, billiards player, pool players, boxers, wrestlers, which I have one 1887 Allen & Ginter, which is that Muldoon, the wrestler. And then they have other people like entertainers and famous people. So that's what Allen & Ginter is all about for those who don't understand or get Topps Allen & Ginter. That's why it's about all kinds of people of interest. And the next two things that I got is two people that are in that set. And these images are just beautiful. So it's right up my alley because one of these is one of my big cards that I would love to get from that set. So hold on a second, folks. Alright, folks, thanks. I'm back. So that is an image online of one of the 1887 original Allen & Ginter cigarette cards. As you can see, it says cigarettes there instead of Topps. So you know that's from Allen & Ginter cigarettes. And that is the Honorable W.F. Cody Buffalo Bill. So that's one of the cards in that set. You know, obviously I'd love to have this card. Just to be sure, so you guys can see. There's a graded version of one of those. Allen & Ginter. So that is my favorite set of cards next to the Cracker Jack. 1914 cards, 15 is Allen & Ginter. I think it's the best looking set ever of trading cards, and then Cracker Jack's the best looking set of baseball cards in my opinion. So anyways, there's Buffalo Bill. And so then when I was digging through this little area of the antique store, I came across this. So his name's William F. Cody. So for the WF. So Buffalo Bill. Just like that Bobby Jones one there. It's got this right up here. So I'm going to let you take a look at that if you want to pause it and read about Buffalo Bill's exploits there. And it even says so right there, exploits. It was like an Indian fighter, and he actually won the Medal of Honor, but it was later retracted because he was not in the military at the time, fought in the Civil War, was a scout or message runner for the Union, and then ran that like circus western, you know, show where they went around the country doing all this stuff, you know, like train robbery and shootouts and all that kind of stuff. And then of course you had Annie Oakley, and she's also in the Allen & Ginter set. We'll talk about that in a minute. And so there you can read about old Buffalo Bill. So there you go. And so to go along with that, and like I said, I love that first issue of Allen & Ginter. So look at this from 1988, June 6th, Cody, Wyoming. So I guess they named that after him, that town. And that is some beautiful artwork of William F. Cody Buffalo Bill, U.S. Frontier Scout and Showman. So the Wild West Show, that's what the word I was looking for. And that's just some cool imaging. Of course, pre-PC, but still very, very popular person in American history. And pretty interesting images of him there. A lot of older looking there, like gray. 15-cent stamps. So I guess he made the 15-cent stamps. They needed 2 to send a letter. 30 cents, but if it was like 26 cents, I'm sure you weren't going to get your money back. I don't think they were going to give you 4 1-cent stamps, but still, that's pretty cool. So the same guy who ordered this, wonder if he's still alive, or maybe he passed on, and that's why this set of his collection, because it was like a stack even bigger than that right here of these things. And just trying to dig through them, it wasn't too bad. It was just they're all stuck together, so it's hard to dig through there. So there's the William Cody, and there's nothing on the back. It's cool that these could go into a folder. So just beautiful artwork. Whoever did the artwork there, great job. Now we're going to move on to the one that my non-baseball original Allen & Ginter Grail card would be this next person. Alright folks, so the next one from the N28 Allen & Ginter 1887 set is, this is the card that I really would like to get that's not baseball, from the original set of trading cards from Allen & Ginter. That's Miss Annie Oakley. So there's a graded version that I saw, online. So that's one of my Grail cards, is to pick this one up, and it's a pretty penny. And she's quite the lady in American history. Not even 5 feet tall, and one of the best sharpshooters ever. And so now, much like the Bill Cody one, we got this Legends of the West. Sorry folks, had to sneeze. And that's Legends of the West, Annie Oakley, the headliner in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show for 17 years. Annie Oakley lived from 1860 to 1926, was a sharpshooting legend known as Little Sure Shot. At 30 paces, she could hit the thin edge of a playing card. Basically, she could hit the side of a card from that distance with her gun. A dime in mid-air or cigarette held in someone's lips. The early years were difficult for Oakley, who was born Phoebe Ann Oakley Moses in Ohio. She spent more than a year in an orphanage after her father died, and later was sent to a farm family that abused and overworked her. Finally, after being reunited with her mother, she found her father's old rifle and discovered her natural skill. So, at age 15, she bested professional marksman Frank Butler. She later married him, and he taught her how to do showmanship. Then she joined Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show in 1885, so 2 years before the original Allen & Ginter card set came out. So that's how she became popular enough. She was so popular within 2 years that she got herself a card in the first set of mass trading cards. And she did that from 1885 to 1902. She stood less than 5 feet tall and weighed under 100 pounds. And she dressed all fringed and all that. And so I guess when you got a free ticket to something in the past, Like if you won tickets to a concert now or whatever, they were called Annie Oakleys. So like, hey, I got an Annie Oakley. You want to go to the baseball game with me? So I guess that meant that you got a complimentary ticket, since the hole punched in the ticket looked like her shooting, like if you had a ticket stub and she could shoot from 30 paces away and put a hole in it, just like the hole punch that they used to do to punch your ticket. So that's pretty sweet. She even performed in front of Queen Victoria in 1887 when her card came out. She did the cigarette stunt with the Emperor and Wilhelm, Crown Prince. She went all over the world there. And so this is The Legends of the West, the Annie Oakley, 1994, Lawton, Oklahoma, October 18th for the same guy. And a super sweet image of Annie Oakley there. Pretty lady. And kind of maybe more Disney-esque looking cherubish stamp there. It's pretty nice, but this image is super cool. So I'm like, hey man, these two are in the Allen & Ginter set that I love, and that's some super cool imagery of them, and that's pretty sweet. And I think these are each $2 a piece. So I'm like, for $2, big deal. That's super cool. I dig this old style classic stuff. So there you have it, and she is definitely one of my grail cards, non-baseball for sure. So, I mean, Buffalo Bill, big name in history, started that Wild West show. Of course, Bobby Jones, one of the greatest golfers ever. And then, of course, folks, you got Mr. Jackie Robinson there. So, hey, that's pretty sweet stuff. So you got to see a little baseball, you got to see a little, stamp collector, baseball card collectors, baseball collectors, all that hubbub and all that. Make sure I show you guys a baseball card so you can say that I did show some baseball cards, some O-backs. Alright everybody, so hey, please like, subscribe, leave a message, share this with other people who might like this kind of stuff, and tell me what you think. What do you think of this stuff? Pretty cool or what? Alright everybody, thanks for watching Old Style Classics baseball cards. This probably won't come out till midday today, so give that other video some time. Alright, take care everybody, bye.